Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Taking Strahd Seriously, Part 8. Today is June 4th, and you are loved. And it's always a very important thing to remember, especially because it's Pride Month. And, hey man, I appreciate you for what you're doing. You, listener, viewer, whoever you are, just keep being the you that you feel like you are meant to be, and we will be here supporting you. And that is a Indoor Adventures fact, TM. Other things to keep in mind for this stream, we are doing this live at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here at at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. And if you want to check out any of the VODs, we have them on audiocasts, anywhere audiocasts are available, and youtube.com/Indoor Adventures. Other things to keep in mind, we have merch, guys. We have beautiful, beautiful merch. We have mugs. We got t-shirts. We got posters. We got sweatshirts. And we also just added new merch yesterday for the Goreblast Stompfoot Gymnasium. So if you want merchandise that is repping the home of the tiniest rages, then consider checking us out there. We've got some new t-shirt designs that we're trying out as well. So if you feel like supporting the show, there is always the option for merch, and you can go to our merch store through bit.ly/adventuremerch. Also, we do have a Discord, so if you are interested in joining that Discord, you can use the command word Discord in our Twitch chat, and you will get a link there or in the description of our Twitch video. But with that, RJ, who are you playing tonight?
Hey everybody, I am RJ, and I'm playing Speedy, the human ranger. Yeah.
Barry.
Hi, I'm LB. I'm playing Silme. I don't know how Tuesdays go anymore.
All right. I'm the Indoor Adventurer, and I will be playing Kefris Malreska, the mongrel folk barbarian.
Silme's a half-elf wizard, just so you know.
She is.
Hi, Barry. How you doing?
Hello, I'm Barry. I'm playing Leo, the 10-year-old shadow sorcerer who is 10 and should have plot armor for being a kid.
That's a funny joke. My name's Danae Keener, and I'm going to be running the game for tonight. Let's get things started off with the recap. Last time, Vallaki's guard was in an uproar investigating the recent vampire attack. In the midst of this, the group is plagued with a number of interpersonal issues. Irina is angry with Bartholomew for calling her Tatiana, a name only used by Strahd before. Kefris is heartbroken after learning that Maybell is a fiend summoned by Silme. Meanwhile, Stashin caught up with the girl he rescued from the lake, a Vistana named Arabelle. She revealed that she had been having prophetic dreams of someone plotting to murder her family. All of this was set aside as a saber-toothed tiger trained by Rictavio to hunt Vistani attacked and had to be subdued. In the... Oh God, what's the word for it? In the after this all happened, in the
Aftermath?
Thank you. God. In the aftermath of all of this, what's everybody's mental state? What's going on with everybody?
I was still up with Stetchin with the girls, so is he leaving out the window, or is he running back through the bar? Because we agreed that he needed to take her home.
Yeah, he needs to get out of there. I think he's going to very quickly begin to get his stuff together, and he's sort of off in the corner, very quickly packing and arguing with spirits as Arabelle turns around to you, Kefris, and says, well, looks like we're going to be getting out of here.
I am going to squat down so I am eye level with her, and I'm going to say, you were wrong.
About what?
In your card readings. You said I was going to die. You were wrong.
Okay, well, I didn't say that was going to happen immediately. And besides, if anybody tells you that they can tell the future, then
It's
they're
bullshit.
just trying to get your money.
But you weren't asking for money. At least not at the time. And if you are, well, I don't have any, so there.
She gives you a face. That's not fortune telling. That's just common sense.
Well,
And Stetchen will tip his hat to everybody and scoop up Arabelle, and the two of them go rushing out.
all right. And then I want to go and check up on my friends. Especially the ones that I saw were real up close to a tiger.
Mm-hmm.
And see if anybody's injured, if I can do anything to help of some sort.
I don't think anybody actually got injured in that fight. I don't think, listening back to the episode, I don't think that tiger hit one or landed one hit.
No, I don't think so either. But still just, is everybody okay? Speedy, are you alright? Sister? Maybelle, are you alright?
I'm all right.
Speedy is reaching over the bar to get a bottle of wine, and he lays like 5 Electrum. I'm fine.
And this bar is just demolished. There are tables and chairs knocked over. It's kind of a mess.
I am going to go and start putting tables and chairs back up. Just look at the barkeep and just...
I think she left.
Yeah, she's not here right now.
Cool.
There was a tiger in here, man.
Yeah, you know...
If that's not grounds for, how you say, evacuation.
I'm just gonna be putting tables and chairs back up if I can.
Okay.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
Bart like walks over towards Maybelle. You should be resting.
Oh, I'm fine, to be sure, Mr. Speedy.
Just Speedy. It sounds awkward with Mr. in front of it.
All right. Speedy?
Awkward thumbs up, walks over to a table and sets it right.
It's no less awkward by omitting the Mr.
Yeah. Silme's gonna lead Maybelle upstairs
Okay.
because she shouldn't be out of bed.
What is everybody's plan for the rest of this day?
Rest of the plan is finish cleaning up downstairs because we caused this mess by proxy of housing the Vistani child because of the saber-toothed tiger. And then...
Did anyone explain who that person was and why there was a...
No, not really.
No, I want to go investigate that man.
Okay.
Find out.
He actually has a room in the inn.
Yeah, but
so
if the saber-toothed tiger's not at the room, I'm assuming he took it back to the cart where it was making rattly noises.
okay, that's fair. So you want to go and investigate the cart?
Yeah.
All right. So you can help clean up the bar, and Danica will thank you for that, and explain that he had a room, and basically give you the key, because like if he had a saber-toothed tiger terrorize the town and bust up her house, she's like, you know what? Here you go. Find out what the hell was up with that man.
All right.
And so you go to investigate the cart.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to assume that he's still there. And if I get to the cart and he's not there, I'm totally going back and rifling through his shit. I am not above that at all.
If Kefris goes, Speedy's already in the room.
Okay. When you checked out the cart, the lock seemed to have been busted with some sort of bludgeoning implement. But otherwise, there's nothing in the cart aside from like some hay. It's fairly clean. It seems like he took good care of this thing aside from, keeping it cooped up in a cart. But aside from that, there seemed to have been forced entry at the cart, but he's not here.
Okay. I'm assuming that there is no beastie inside there because the lock is broken. And that would just be really, really poor planning. But I am going to take a peek in just because I'm more curious to see if it does look like bedding for a saber-toothed tiger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like scratches and things on the inside of the walls.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm definitely just gonna go back and start sifting through his room, checking stuff
When
out.
you open up the door, Bartholomew is already just like looking through all of his stuff. Bartholomew, what you find is basic adventurers gear, like rations, bedroll, like all of the stuff that you would take out on, a journey. And you also find a diary.
And which one of us found that? Was that Speedy?
Yeah, if he was already in there, I assume he would have found it first.
Yeah.
So when you walk in, like he's just standing in the middle of the room reading a book, and the room is ransacked around him.
What? I had the key.
I was bored. Flips the page.
That's fair. He just sets it down, or puts the key back in his pocket. What'd you find?
Basic adventurer's gear and some sort of diary.
The book seems to chronicle the adventures of a quirky sort of, carnival man or a ringleader. He basically writes about the kind of oddities that he's seen on his travels. For instance, he has seen a werehare, which is a boy who transforms into a rabbit on nights of the full moon. He met a half-orc woman named Warbacha who could chew through iron chains. He met a giant man-eating plant with a remarkable singing voice.
Wait, he looks down at that. He's like, is it a giant man who eats the plant, or is it a plant that eats man who sing?
Well, there's a hyphen between man-eating, so it's the plant.
Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah, that seems to be what this is a reference to. But yeah, go ahead and roll me an insight check as you're reading his
Little shop.
diary. He also makes frequent mention of his conversations with someone named Drusilla.
16. Drusilla. Why does that sound familiar?
16. Yeah. Yeah, it just seems like mindless, droning chatter of a bored man just kind of keeping track of what he did that day.
I'll throw it over to Kefris.
I will do my best to catch it. It's more of like a fumble. So it's just his time at the carnival? Or what he's seen?
This time traveling with a carnival.
I know what to do with this.
Are you gonna burn it?
What? Why? No. Don't burn books. Please. Like, that's a bad thing. Barovia is a fucked up place. Don't burn books. I'm going to give this to our friend over at the church. She has that little girl with her still. Maybe she would enjoy a good story.
Fair.
Now, is there anything else in here that you found?
Not really. Just some adventuring gear. The diary. That's about it.
Yeah, I went over to his cart and he wasn't inside. Well, didn't look like the creature that he had with him was inside at all, so I'm not really sure where he went, unless he was captured by the local authorities, since they seem to be on such high alert lately after, well...
Everything.
It was because of us, right? It had vampires in the guy's house? Gravedigger's house?
They were already there. I wouldn't say so.
Alright. Okay.
Which kind of concerns me. If the vampires are that deep into the wall already.
Yes. No, because Ismark said when we left that Vallaki was a safe place. But so far, the only safe place I've seen is the church. At least, well, I mean, I'm assuming that it's safe. There was the magical thing that happened when we put the bones back.
Why was I about to say Casmodan? The other town further north that starts with a K.
Krezk.
Krezk. Is that any safer than Vallaki?
I guess it depends on what you call safe. It's a fairly secretive town. They also have walls, but they're pretty picky about who they let in.
Krezk would possibly be safer if we could get an entry into it. If we wanted to move, he looks over his shoulder out the door. If we wanted to move Maria.
I don't know, honestly, which one would be safer. Because what I was planning on doing was teaching her at least a little of what I could of Ilmater, see if maybe the father there, he kind of owes us one for the bones. So if maybe he could teach her about whatever deity he worships. I think it's Lathander.
The Sun Father.
Sure.
Morning Lord. I don't know. Night Mother, Morning Lord. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense more now.
So
You can call him the Sun Father, man. I don't care.
So maybe if she learns a little bit more about that, we can just keep her there as a nun or something. An acolyte of sorts.
God, that is such a Kefra solution.
That way she doesn't have to leave the safety of the magical barrier. And we can go and find whatever it is that those cards are directing us to.
Well,
Because we all just can't stay here.
no.
I really don't. Kefris looks over his shoulder and then back at Speedy and whispers, I don't... The festival thing seems really weird.
You're telling me
I just...
every single week, new festival.
I can see why you wanted to leave town. It's kind of why I want to leave town this time around.
And then everything else is why I want to leave Barovia.
Yes. Understandable. So what do you think that we should do? I mean, we've asked you to come with us this far. You really don't have to stay with us past this point, but, like, you've been incredibly helpful on this. Not just with dealing with wolves and other creatures, but for being a friend.
If whatever these cards are pointing to leads to a way out of Barovia, I'm in.
All right.
We need time to prepare for an extended trip outside of these walls.
Yes. Yes, we do. At least a day or two, I would expect.
You should talk to your sister about this.
I would think that we should all talk about it together, if anything. You're from here. Do you know anybody who might know about where exactly these cards are going? Anybody who really knows the land around here? What about that big, like, man bear that carried in 2 people over his shoulders?
My father?
That's your dad?
Yeah.
You must take after your mother, I must say.
What is that supposed to mean?
You know what? Maybe you'll grow into it. It's fine. So, do you think your father or your mother would be able to help us at all?
Possibly. We can talk with them.
All right. I think that we should all talk to them. Again. Mostly because I still need a little time. With Silme. And when I find the right words, then I will talk to her more one-on-one. But for right now, if we could just keep it as a group thing, that would be incredibly helpful.
Okay.
Thank you. And he'll put his hand on your shoulder. I mean that. No. I'm gonna go back to the church, and I'm gonna see about possibly getting Maria set up somehow there. So, what, do you want to meet for dinner or something?
Are you hitting on me?
No,
No.
we just talked about
What?
everyone meeting as a... Where are you headed on this one, mister?
Anyway,
I'm
I'll
flattered,
give him
but
the
no.
I'll give him the address to my parents' house.
All right. Thank you. Again. And then Kefris is going to head out.
Speedy walks over to the next room and knocks.
Yes?
It's Speedy. Can we talk?
Sure.
Are you guys
Yes?
Decent.
decent?
Yes. Would you like to come in?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Maybelle will open the door for you.
Aren't you supposed to be in bed?
I'm telling you, I am just fine.
Yes. Well, since you're here, Speedy, I was wondering if there's something we could talk to you about.
Why does everyone want to talk?
Well, I guess I need your professional opinion. I can trust you, right?
I mean, there was no contract that said anything about client confidentiality, but no one ever said that I spilled anything, so...
Okay, because if I tell you this, then there might be a little... and you tell the wrong person, I'm afraid that it might put us in danger.
I'm flattered you trust me with such secrets.
Well, you've been nothing but kind.
Oh shit, we haven't told Bartholomew about this, have we?
No.
Oh. Fuck.
Well, he heard the outburst.
Yes.
So, I sent Silme, or I sent Maybelle away, and when she came back, she no longer has a pulse.
His eyes go wide and walks over to Maybelle and like puts 2 fingers on her neck.
Oh yeah, no, that personal space, please.
She does great with this.
Maybelle flinches but allows you. And she's cold to the touch. No pulse. She doesn't even seem to be breathing. And you have noticed before that she would like flush really pink whenever she was embarrassed by something, and you getting close to her would definitely have triggered something like that, and nope, she's just pale.
He puts a hand on his dagger, the silver one, and he just says, "Show me your teeth."
What?
Show me your teeth.
Speedy.
I don't understand what you... fine. And she just... And they look normal, like human teeth.
So you're not a vampire. That's good.
I don't know if she could become a vampire.
Mr. Speedy, I have something to tell you.
Okay.
I'm a devil. She like takes off her maid's headdress and looks a little embarrassed and shows you her horn.
Are you a vampire?
I wasn't a vampire when I got here.
Are you a devil as in the devil Strahd?
No. No, of course not. I'm a devil as in like a fiend.
Yeah.
From the hells.
You've never shown me any ill will before, so this doesn't change anything between us. I don't think. Unless you want me to call you something different? Is this how this works?
Looks so relieved and so happy. And she just smiles at you.
That was better than the last time.
If only they could all be like this.
What we're concerned about is that...
For those listening at home, Indoor just stuck 2 middle fingers way up.
What we're concerned about is that she's always had a pulse, a blood flow, all that, and she's doesn't now.
When you said you sent her away,
I dismissed her.
I should have gone back to the hells, but I didn't. There was people screaming.
when I said...
And that's what people think the hells are like, but I'll tell you, that's not it.
There's this really lovely rock where everything's really quiet. I told you, nobody leaves Barovia.
Well, yes, we understand that now, but I thought maybe interplanar travel, since we're on what seems to be a new plane of existence.
If even the dead don't leave Barovia, what makes you think that interplanar travel is possible?
It was worth a shot.
Do I know about resurrection sickness?
I don't think you've ever seen somebody resurrected.
Cool. I don't know about that. Cool. It's...
Death is pretty, like, for you, death is pretty final, and if it's not, that's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing. Maybe there is someone out there who would know how to make her better.
Do you know of someone, or are you just proposing in general?
I am proposing in general.
Right.
There are many outsiders like yourselves out there. Maybe if we find the right one, it'll have to work out somehow.
Well, maybe it's this place. Maybe because you didn't go to the Hells, and when we get out of here, I can dismiss you and you can come back and you'll be fine.
Or, if you leave Barovia's influence, she might drop dead.
Silme turns and looks at Speedy like she's giving him the worst death glare he's ever seen. Like, you thought your mom was scary? I'm sorry. Why would you even say that?
It's a possibility.
Silme, it wouldn't be a problem. Dying isn't the worst.
Hold on.
No, dying isn't the worst thing that could happen to me. You could only summon me back.
No. Speedy, do not say those things into existence.
I wouldn't have to say it if it hadn't already, like, happened to her. I'm saying the worst case scenario, if we don't fix her prior to leaving.
Right, okay, we're not going to talk about it. We're just not going to talk about it anymore.
What is with you and what is with the Mauraskas and not talking about things?
I would love
Repress.
Just a moment ago, you were just complaining about the fact that we talk too much about things.
You talk about very inconsequential things.
This is very consequential.
Yes, and you decide to repress it. We're having dinner at my house. We talk to my parents about the cards.
Where is your house?
Address.
Oh.
It's on the north part of town.
I need to go buy things because I don't think we have enough food for 1, 2, 3 more heads.
Is Maria coming?
5, 6 more heads.
Your mom's gonna be so mad.
All right. What time should we be there? What should we wear? What kind of dinner is it?
Come as you are. It's very casual, I guess.
Right.
Come as you are.
Bartholomew doesn't have a song in his heart.
He doesn't have a heart.
I mean, he has a literal heart, just not in the Kingdom Hearts sense. Anyway. Bartholomew is a nobody canon. I'm so sorry, everyone. Okay. I'm getting distracted. What were you going to say, Silme?
Nothing. Just, okay, we'll meet you there. And then when and if Speedy leaves, she'll kind of turn to Maybell and say, I promise that I will fix you.
I appreciate that. Silme, you do realize that when I protect you, it's because I can die and come back. And you can't.
I know that, but knowing what you're going to now, I can't.
Yes, well, I'd rather me go to that and be able to come back than you go to that and not be able to. If you die here, Miss Silme, sorry, Silme, I might never see you again.
Please. That he said that the souls here come back, right? So just find the baby I go into. She says kind of jokingly, but also understands like her plight.
You're joking, but you know I'd actually do that.
I know. She kind of just takes her face in her hands and then she hugs her. All right. Dinner dress.
They're gonna do that. Let's see. Who do I need to catch up with here? Steven, where was Kefris going? Kefris. Where are you going, Kefris?
Speedy would have told Kefris to invite Irina and little one
Myrtle.
to dinner. Myrtle.
Okay. Yeah, he is going to the church. He has this new book of stories to keep them entertained for hours, hopefully.
Excellent. All right. So as you approach the church, you see a dog come running towards you. You recognize it as Tyr. And she picks up a stick and will offer it to you.
I will pick it and just throw it as far as I can.
It goes farther than you expected.
Awesome.
Like this is a I don't know the power of my own strength situation where like the stick just goes. You don't see where it lands.
Huh.
And then Tyr actually just looks at you.
It's that way.
She's going to trot back to Irina, who it seems she was outside playing fetch with Tyr. And you just chuck the stick.
I am sorry. I thought that Speedy had trained her to fetch the stick when I threw it, but...
Well, it seems that she will fetch a stick so long as it is attainable.
Okay, fair. That was my bad. I brought something for you while I was out. And he just hands her Rictavio's journal. These are the stories of a man who worked in a carnival, and he saw all sorts of strange and wondrous things. So if you want to know what the outside world is like, or at least what snippets of it is like, maybe you could read it to the young child that's still here.
Her eyes light up, and she sort of starts flipping through it, and she seems really amazed. And she's all like, "Conjoin the goblins. What are goblins?"
And Kefris laughs and, does he know what a goblin is?
I think he knows what goblins are. He's from the Forgotten Realms, right?
It's true, yes.
I mean, he's basically an Oblivion NPC walking up to somebody and going all like, I saw a mud crab the other day, except it was a goblin. You know, like,
yeah.
Everybody's seen goblins.
At least the once. And so he'll explain that they are creatures that stand about, at most 4 feet tall, usually green or brown skin, teeth like daggers, wide smiles, big eyes like a cat.
And as you're explaining this, you notice over Irina's shoulder, there seems to be some sort of procession coming down the street. A bunch of guards flanking a particular person. And they are basically, shoving people out of the way, make way, and everybody just kind of parts in the street. And you hear a voice carrying over the crowd. And you hear him before you see him, and he's just like, ha 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 ha. And it seems to be this older man, and he's got greased back hair, and he is wearing a breastplate, and he has 2 enormous mastiffs just flanking him along with all of these guards. And he's just waving as though he's in a parade, and he's all like, yes, my good people, all will be well.
Just wave back.
And he points at you. winks, and he will go into the church.
All right.
And all of those guards will sort of line up and kind of guard the entrance.
You know, we've seen a lot here, but I think that was one of the weirdest things that I've seen since being here.
I think that was the burgomaster.
Okay, well. Okay. So, I had an idea. For you, for your current situation, do you want to learn more about Ilmater or Lathander? Because what we could do, Maria, is that we could try and house you up here as possibly somebody who knows one or the other, and see if we can get you a place to stay. There was slight disturbance in the town that makes me not particularly trust it as fully as maybe your brother thought he could.
What do you mean?
And he'll pull her aside and just like very closely. What happened to my neck the other night? I was in town.
Within the walls?
This was within the walls, yes. But we saw the magic work when we put the bones back. We know this place is safe. We know that this church is safe. I want to do everything that I can to keep the promise I made to your brother. That we would keep you safe. At least until all of this is done. And if we are going to have to go out and follow the trail that Madame Ava gave to us, then we will have to leave this place. And you will have to stay behind.
She looks down at the cords that are still actually wrapped around her arm. It seems like she never removed them. And she will reach down and start to pull on those cords. And she will look at you and begin to say something, but you are interrupted by, you!
Hello! And I'll just turn around and say, Lord Burgomaster.
And those guards just start, like, trump, 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 and they, like, make a sort of a circle around you in particular. And the Baron will step down the steps, and Lucian is standing next to him in the doorway. And he's kind of giving you, like, this, I'm so sorry, like, look. And the Baron steps down. He's all like, you are one of the outsiders, aren't you?
Yes.
Unfortunately, it seems that vampires have breached the walls.
How
But-
can you be for sure?
My good brother-in-law, Lucian here, has told me that you were involved in returning Saint Andrel's bones to the church.
That's correct, Your Grace.
Sounds like something a hero would do.
I don't stylize myself in that way at all. It was just the right thing to do, Your Grace.
Modest, or perhaps it could be that you were the one who stole the bones, and you're just trying to get our trust.
I would never defile a holy relic, sir. I am a man of the cloth.
Ha 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 ha! Well, that does seem to be a likely story now, doesn't it? Fortunately, We have taken into custody the person who was responsible for stealing the bones. But still, you could have been an accomplice.
There are many things that could be possible. However, the truth of the matter is that we came to town after the bones were stolen.
And Irina will actually step in front of you, and say, I will vouch for him. And he's like, you? Well, who could you be? And she pulls a ring off of her finger and hands it to him. I am Irina Kolyana. He's Kolyana. We haven't heard of the burgomaster of Barovia in quite some time. And he will hand that ring back to her. Well, it seems that I was mistaken. You are a hero after all.
Again, not how I would stylize myself, Your Grace.
Well, I will stylize you as much as needed.
Thank you, Your Grace.
You are going to be an honored guest here. In fact, you'll be an honored guest at the festival, and you'll be an honored guest at dinner.
When would dinner
Not tonight, of course. We need time to prepare. But I will send you a formal invitation very soon.
Thank you, Your Grace.
You clap you on the back and immediately start walking away, and his guards just form up next to him.
I just wait until he's gone and just kind of like stand next to Irina. Well, looks like I have dinner plans. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow, but I do have... Actually, I have a lot of dinner plans now that I think about it. Speedy
It's become
has...
very popular.
I don't necessarily think so. I just think that we're sort of wrapped up in something much bigger than ourselves. And I happen to hit things occasionally. If you were around us, I believe that you would be safe. Would you like to come to dinner at Speedy's parents' house?
I would be honored.
Excellent. But in the meantime, which would you prefer? Lathander or Ilmater?
Lathander is the Morning Lord, yes?
The sun one, right? I haven't seen any other iconography here for religions, but there is a sun, so I'm guessing that's him.
I think I shall have to think about this more.
It's all right.
I have never once seen the power of the Morning Lord. We here in Barovia, we believe that he has abandoned us. However, I have seen the power of Ilmater. But what it does to you is frightening.
I can guarantee you that that is not what happens to people who normally follow him. I've never seen anything like this before in any of my travels back in Faerun, any excursions I may have gone on to in the Dale Lands.
She will take your hand and kind of like feel the weird like gecko pads on your palm, and say, well, it seems to be what happens to followers of Ilmater here. But perhaps that is not a bad thing. And with that, we're going to cut to Bartholomew. You're heading to market?
He's heading to market.
All right. What are you going to pick up?
What is there to shop for? What is there to buy? Like, is it all like dried meats and bread and...
Mostly root vegetables are pretty popular around here. But honestly, people will tend to grow their own vegetables. So your mother will probably be able to pull something out of the garden for tonight. More likely what you're going to have to get a hold of is some wolf meat.
Yeah. Wolf meat and some milk. We'll go for a stew tonight.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some eggs. You guys don't have chickens.
Oh, yeah. Do we need... What else do we need? I guess some bread.
Yeah. Your mom's not the baking type. But as you are kind of like walking along and like making a grocery list in your head, you nearly trip over a small black shape in the road. And it goes, bark! And it looks up at you, and what you see is very clearly a jet black wolf pup.
He bends down and picks it up.
Oh, it darts away from you. Like it does not like you. as soon as you bend down, it's just like, bark! And it like goes sprinting off towards a crouched figure a little ways down the road underneath a tree. And Barry, you should describe your character at this point.
Okay. You see someone who is wearing like a hooded jacket that's 2 sizes too big for him. He's got black hair, messy hair, which covers most of his face, and he wouldn't be any more than 10 years old.
Is he like slumped against the tree, sitting at the tree?
I'd be squatting. The dog's running towards me, my little friend.
Little pup will just run up to you, kind of stumbly, big paws. It trips a little, but then it just like goes up to you and just like puts its paws up like it wants to be picked up.
I'll pick up Darts.
Is Darts a guy or a girl?
Go. It just darts around everywhere, so it's to a 10-year-old darts would make sense. It darts everywhere. I'll name it as I say it.
It's fucking Pokemon logic, that's what it is.
Which is for kids, so yeah.
Little one.
Without making eye contact, yes.
If I wouldn't have brought the wolf pup into this village.
Why not?
So he's clearly an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
This village is known for hunting
Oh,
wolves.
actually,
What?
question. Leo, are you an outsider? Did you come from Barovia or did you come from the outside?
I think I would have maybe not this. I know nothing about Barovia myself.
All right. So yeah, we'll say outsider.
Well, Vallaki is known for hunting wolves, thinning out its population in the forests. So bringing a wolf up into the walls isn't the Best idea.
But we're not in a forest. You said they hunt in the forest. Not in the forest.
Technically, we're also a town in the forest, so...
But you know, it's Darts. I'll protect Darts.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
Just traveling the town right now. Where is my family? Like who I live with?
They're mostly in the house nowadays.
Okay, they stay inside.
You know, except for your older brother.
Yeah, I
Patrolling.
snuck out to play with Darts and have a look around town and see what's going on.
It is not the safest time to be outside.
Because of Darts and people wanting to kill my dog?
No, probably because of the vampires that are in the walls.
Okay, that also sounds pretty dangerous.
Yeah. Where do you live?
Yeah, bye. I'll be fine.
Bart rolls his eyes with a long sigh. I'm going over to the market for a while. Follow me.
I'm gonna look at Darts.
Which is something you should not say to a child, by the way. For those listening in stream.
Oh my god.
It's something which you also shouldn't do if you're a 10-year-old kid. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, stranger. I'm just gonna...
Do as we say, not as we do.
I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown.
We all float down here.
Now that I know your name and you know mine, we're both friends.
Yeah, I know my name.
Oh my god. So you're going to market?
Yeah.
And you're taking your new friend with you?
Taking my new friend.
Did you actually say your name, Leo?
Why would I say my name?
You didn't say well, because he introduced himself.
No, he said hello. Bart didn't introduce his name either.
Great.
This is just
All
some
right.
stranger I don't know his name
So-
of who doesn't
So I
like
guess
me.
technically you guys don't know each other. That's fine. Whatever. That's fine. All right. So you go walking down the road, and Leo is kind of trailing after you when you hear a familiar voice. Bartholomew.
Is it a familiar voice as in I like this person, or a familiar voice as in I'm gonna shoot this person the next time I see them?
I understand that a lot of these people sound similar, but this is the voice that makes your skin crawl.
Turns. Ezek.
Izek is storming towards you, and he throws his cloak off, and you can see that where his arm used to be deformed, it is now completely red and covered with scales, and tipped with claws, and he's going to use that arm to grab you.
That's not gonna fly. I'm rolling
Right.
athletics.
All right.
Or acrobatics, sorry. Ooh, that's not bad.
What'd you get?
15.
All right. Well, he got a dirty 20. So he just grabs you by the throat with his huge, weird, scaly arm and will slam you against a wall and says, "The last time you were around, someone from my family, she disappeared."
That wasn't my fault.
Bullshit. And he is very clearly aggressive towards you.
Can I do anything?
The last. Oh,
if you would like to do something, you're gonna have to tell me.
Can I just? I'm very like quiet and overly like put him down.
Go home, Leo.
No. Put him down.
Go home, Leo.
I'll talk to Dad.
Oh shit. All right. I think this is an intimidation check.
Oh, I got +3 on that. This fucking 10-year-old road. Total of 18.
Oh shit.
No one
Wow.
fucks with Leo. It's fucking shy.
Okay. He, like, this entire time he has not made eye contact with you. And he's just staring down Bartholomew. And then when you say that, his eyes kind of flicker to the side. And he just gets angrier and angrier. And he lets go of Bartholomew. You stay away from this man.
Ditto.
He's going to walk over to you, Leo, and pick you up. And put you under his arm. And he's just going to start walking away.
Is Leo facing Bartholomew?
Yes.
Yeah, Bartholomew's like reaching for his short sword, but then he's like waving, he's like,
Bye.
bye.
All right.
What the fuck is his deal?
That seems like the end of that scene. It didn't go exactly how I thought it would. Interesting. All right. Silme.
Silme is writing a letter.
That's right.
And she's having Maybelle proofread it and help her with the first draft.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll seal it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let it dry and then seal it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was okay? Should I do another draft? I might need to do another draft.
If you do another draft, you're never going to actually finish it. She like gestures to the pile of scrapped papers behind them.
Right. Of course you're right. Are you sure you're feeling okay?
If I'm being honest with you, Miss Silme, I feel different, but not bad.
Okay. Because
I'm
we have
not
to be
hungry. I'm not tired. I'm just here.
I feel like I need to do some research, but I don't. Perhaps there's a library in this town.
Oh, we can only hope, Miss Silme. Oh, Silme.
Yes. I think after this, you could probably just call me Silme. Once we deliver the letter. I know that's hard for you, but I feel like at this point, you should be quite comfortable with it. It's been years you've been here.
I mean, we've decided no more secrets, so all right. I'm still going to call him Mr. Kefris, though.
That is fine if that's what you feel comfortable with. Well, should we head over now so we're early, or is it proper to be fashionably late here? I'm not quite sure.
I couldn't tell ya. Maybelle will go and to open the door. And as she does so, there is actually somebody standing behind it with his fist up like he was about to knock. And what you see is a tall man with kind of a hook nose. And he just looks kind of shady in general. He's got kind of 5 o'clock shadow.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, Silme Malrezka?
Silme leans over so that she can see.
Yeah.
She stands up and walks to the door. Yes? How may I help you?
Yeah, okay. He like starts like pulling through pockets and stuff, and like he's like, oh yeah. And then he reaches into his jacket pocket, and he pulls out a gun. No, he pulls out a letter, and he hands it to you. And it has a wax seal on it with a W.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, okay, bye.
Right.
He just turns around and starts walking away.
Right.
And as you are looking at this letter, give me an Arcana check.
An Arcana check? Oh my god. So excited. I pulled up with the wrong thing. I'm so excited. Arcana. +5, that's a 17.
Nice. All right. Well, you almost missed it, but underneath the wax seal, there is some sort of other seal done in like a gray ink that is almost the same color as the paper. It's almost imperceptible, but your keen eye caught it. And this is a letter that can only be opened by a magic user.
Oh, how clever. And she'll open it up.
All right, I've got a letter for you.
There's my address on that. I probably shouldn't have that on camera.
Copy. And paste.
Paste it!
There you go.
All right.
And if you want to read that out loud, you can. Or I could read it out loud for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well, actually, why did I offer this? Okay. Now I have to read on camera again. All right. Lady Silme Malrezka, I hope this letter finds you well. I must apologize for the demeanor of my manservant Ernst, but I can assure you that of all the people I could hire in Vallaki, he has the most discretion. The purpose of this letter is to offer you my services. I'm sure your time in Barovia has been harrowing and confusing. As a fellow spellcaster, I have valuable knowledge, and whatever answers I cannot personally provide will most certainly be available in my extensive collection of valuable tomes. You may be wondering how exactly I know your name, or how I learned of your practices. Well, you will simply have to visit me at Wachter House to find out. I offer you my counsel, my library, and my friendship. Regards, Lady Wachter. Oh, and I'll ask you not to breathe a word of this to Baron Vargas Valakovich. In fact, it's best you avoid him altogether.
So at a certain couple of words, Silme's eyes kind of expand, and as she finishes reading it, she'll read it out loud to Maybelle, in a hushed tone, I guess, once she's like, oh shit, this is supposed to be secret. Oh. Did we hear of this person before?
Very briefly. In fact, I'll pull a Steven here. Roll me a history check.
History is something I'm also good at. That's a 19.
Excellent. All right, yeah, you definitely remember this. Fairly early in your adventure here in Barovia, which is to say yesterday.
Yeah. 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Bartholomew mentioned that there aren't many libraries in Vallaki or in Barovia, but one that he knows of belongs to Lady Wachter.
Ooh. Ooh. So Maybelle notices that Silme gets that look in her eyes, that super eagerness to go do something, or do something that's might get her in trouble. We should go. Right? It'd be rude if we didn't.
Yes.
We should definitely do this.
Okay. I'll follow you wherever you go, Miss Silme. Silme, I'm sorry.
It's all right. You'll get used to it, and
I've been so flustered lately.
I know, and I kind of miss the pink, that you're not blushing anymore, or letting your guard down, as it were.
I'm not?
No.
Hold on. And she's going to drop her disguise.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas normally her skin would turn completely red and
Mhm.
her horn would grow a little bit, she instead turns like completely white.
Oh. Why did you turn white?
She's looking at her hand. I don't know. And then she points at the letter and she says, but maybe someone does.
I think that's a wonderful idea. If you don't mind, let us perhaps bring it up at dinner or after dinner.
Are Speedy's parents okay with this?
Well, I'm not saying we bring it up to them. I'm saying we bring it up to the group so we don't have any secrets.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right.
Okay. All right. Well, let's head out into town and see if there is anybody out at this hour. I feel the last time we walked around, it was nightfall already.
I would like not to be outside at night here.
Right.
If it's all the same to you, Silme.
It's midday, right?
It's getting to be the afternoon.
Oh, wait, yeah. Yes, I absolutely understand. I can
Late afternoon, I'd say. I'm willing to believe that you guys spent hours writing a letter.
Yes. Oh, yes. So she'll suggest that we go walk around the town while there is still quote unquote daylight.
All right, cool. So you guys, do you want to go like shopping or anything, or?
I mean, we don't have that much money. We can't. We'll window shop.
Okay.
So we're just gonna look.
All right. Cool. Just checking in real quick. We don't have to actually go in and have a scene here, but Stephen, I think Kefris and Irina will sit and talk about Ilmater.
Yeah.
Ilmater. For a little bit. Ilmater. And basically like get the basics and everything down.
Yeah. And then I'm also going to see about talking to the father if he's there, about getting Maria set up as a teacher.
Oh, she is out now. She's like, it is like there are whispers that are
okay. If Irina
introduced herself to the Baron, the loudest man in town.
Yeah, in hindsight.
Like, he was walking down the street going, yes, I just met Irina Kolyana, who is in this city.
Oh, he's the absolute worst. Yes, okay.
All will be well.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, I am definitely going to be talking to...
Where are you going?
I'm going to be talking to the priest about getting Irina set up as possibly a practitioner, or fuck it. I guess if it's just like, I don't even need to hide her, like, hey, can you help me out with this?
So, this is Irina. Strahd wants her as a bride.
We did the thing with the bones, so that way bad things can't come in and happen.
Okay. All right. I think that Lucian actually recommends to you that if you want to make certain that Irina will be safe, there is a rumor.
Sorry.
It's I'll get back to you. I have to actually go back over my notes.
That's
to tell
all right.
You
Yeah,
exactly what this is about.
That's all my
But,
plan was just to get her set up. So once he tells me the rumor, I'm just going to be hanging out with Irina.
We'll make this in character.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I heard something about this. I need to go and look back over my notes. I'll come back to you.
That's fine. I'm still going to be here with Irina. Just while you figure yourself out.
You know, if what you say is true, that's probably not a bad idea.
Awesome. You're super helpful.
My name's Lucy, and I have a Texan accent. All right.
Yes, you do. And I'll just turn around. Just what is with that guy?
God, the meta is strong with him. All right. And Bartholomew, you were going to finish up grocery shopping. Was there anything else that you were going to do in town before going back to your parents' house?
No, that's it.
All right. Leo.
Mm-hmm.
You get carted home by your adopted older brother, Isaac. And he brings you up to your room in the attic and puts you in there and says, "You're not going to understand this. But I used to have a sister. And it's that man's fault that she's gone now. You need to stay away from him. Promise me."
Because the cloak goes so far down, it covers his hands. He's going to cross his fingers and go, "Okay, I promise."
And Isaac's face doesn't change at all the entire time he's saying this to you. He just he basically has one facial expression. Well, two. He has two facial expressions. One is irritated and the other one's rage. And he will nod, then stand up and close the door.
As he goes to close, I'll be like, "Isaac, I want to tell Dad."
He stops and doesn't respond, and then just continues walking.
Okay, I'm going to shut my door because it's my room.
He shut the door for you.
I'm just going to talk to Darts. I don't think there's anything else I got to do.
All right.
Let Darts know what happened in case, even though they were there, just tell them the whole story because I got no one else to talk to.
That's fair. All right. I think now would be a good time to have our break, and then when we come back, we'll have dinner.
Sounds good. I had to unmute myself. But, so we are going to be going into our break. So don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to bit.ly/adventure merch and check out some of the cool merch stuff that we have. Or if you feel like joining our Discord, then you can join us there as well, where we answer questions on our after show nights in the courtyard that are posed by you people. So if you have any questions that you would like to pose to us characters or as players, feel free to shoot us a message in the Discord. But until then, don't go no place, and we'll see you guys soon. All right, everybody. Bye-bye! Ha 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 ha! And welcome back to the Curse of Strahd. I wanted to do a spooky laugh, but it clearly did not come out.
That's how we're going back into it?
Yep, that's what we're doing. Yeah, fuck that guy.
All will be railroaded.
Yes. So, where did we last leave off? Other than in a very large party split.
Oh, yeah, everybody, literally everyone split. Even the person who's technically not in the party.
Hey, that was against my will.
Just doing what the character would do, man. All right. Shoot. All right. Silme, you needed to get your letter to Kefris somehow, right?
Yeah, she was gonna give it to Speedy to give to Kefris.
All right. So you're gonna meet Speedy at his house.
Okay, but we were going shopping.
Oh, you're going shop. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you gonna shop for?
Well, I don't, we're just gonna be perusing around until it's dinner time. I think we'll probably buy a trinket or two.
That's fair.
Because, yeah.
Silver seems to be popular here.
Ooh.
But you have to be. You kind of have to be careful because a lot of the silver is fake.
Okay. She'll ask what like a local delicacy is. Maybe she'll grab some flowers. That's what she's going to someone's house. She's gonna grab some flowers to give to them.
That's lovely. All right, you buy flowers from a young woman who is like pretty clearly soulless, and probably homeless too. But she's selling flowers, so.
Yes, she will buy a bouquet. Do you happen to have a vase?
She shakes her head.
Is there somewhere I can find a vase?
She'll point you to a general store.
Right. I will take this bunch. How much?
She raises a hand.
1 electrum?
She nods.
That is 2 silver, is that correct? 5 silver? She's gonna look at Maybell, is that right?
Maybell nods.
All right.
I mean, I can talk. Yes. Yes, Silme.
She'll pass along 5 silver.
Mm-hmm. Right. She takes it, gives you the flowers. They are... Ooh, what kind of flowers are in Barovia?
Pretty ones?
Yeah, but kind of spooky too.
Yeah, because there's no sun.
They're the type of flowers that when they shrivel, they look like skulls. I forget what they're called.
Is that like a kind of orchid?
Yeah, I think it's a type of orchid.
That seems awful expensive for a homeless person to be selling.
They probably just got like general flowers of the land, but like Barovia is a real swampy area, kind of. So
let's make them up. It's a bouquet of moon blooms.
Cute. I like it.
It's a bouquet of vampires.
Yeah. Yeah, moon blooms are a type of it's like a marigold, but they're white.
But sadder.
They're white and they will open and shut as according to the moon cycle.
She's super excited. Go to the general store, try to pick up something, a vase, a mug, whatever they have.
You can find a vase pretty easily.
Cool.
For another electrum.
Okay. And then she's gonna get change. She's gonna give over a gold and get 1 electrum back. 2 electrum make a gold. Is that right?
2 electrum make a gold.
Okay. So she'll get 1 electrum. D&D Beyond doesn't even want to give me that. Okay. It doesn't like it either. And then we'll take the long way to Speedy's house, kind of see the city a little bit.
All right. This is a city that is pretty well divided across the middle. Like the north part of the city seems to be a kind of like a richer estate. That's where all of the nicer houses are. And then the southern part of the city, like the middle of the southern part is where the market is, and then like everything on either side is basically slums.
Okay, she'll try to keep out of the slums.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just kind of walking around, seeing what she can see.
Mhm.
Seeing if there are any little boys maybe sneaking out of the rooms at some point.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Is there any little boys sneaking out of their rooms at this point?
I can certainly try. I'm very stealthy.
I feel like that this is a fairly common occurrence for you. You know, for how long you've been here, which isn't very long. You have this one particular window that you have found out that is on the side of the house that that people typically tend to not be in. God, I word things so strangely sometimes. Okay.
A blind spot.
Yeah, there's a blind spot on this particular part of the wall, and I'll say you've got like some sheets that are tied together and like rolled up into like basically a rope that you hide behind your bed, and whenever you want to get out of there, you can just pull that out and drop it down.
And I'll mage hand it back up so it's not visible.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I am seeing it. Do I need to roll a stealth check, or am I just out?
I'll give you a stealth check, but with advantage, since this is something that you've done before and you're pretty good at.
What do I do with my die? That is the question.
Because Mom is home, and
yeah, but she don't care about me. What do I do with my dice? Team, we have an issue. I have 1d20 and it has gone rolling about.
Retro.
Uh-oh.
Stand by. Yeah, Mom's probably having her weekly tea party right about now.
Okay, so with advantage, I got a 21.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, you without a hitch. As you climb down the side of the wall, you see your father return home, flanked by his dogs and his guards. And you will recall that he has, like he basically said, "Hey, we should train your puppy at some point, so that they can be like so it can grow up to be a big, strong guard dog, like Discipline and Temperance here." Which are the names of his huge mastiffs that are constantly flanking him. But he has never followed up on that.
It's like one of those afterthoughts as you walk by, like, yeah, we should do that. And then, oh, a squirrel.
They're like, oh, it's great to see you again. We should meet up sometime.
Okay, so I guess I'm out. Of course, the darts would have been in my hood as I was climbing down.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't go anywhere without my dog.
Yeah.
And then I don't know where I am now. That's clutching.
All right. Are you looking for anyone in particular, or are you just wandering?
I was told to stay away from Speedy. I'm going to find Speedy. If I'm told to stay away from someone and I cross my finger, I'm like, sure. I'd be like, go find this fucker.
That's really fun. Okay. I suppose an investigation check to see if you can track him down.
Okay, investigation. That is a 10.
10. All right. You cannot necessarily. You didn't get a good enough read on him to know exactly where he would be going next. And you haven't heard enough rumors around town to know exactly who he is.
Guess I would
However,
just go back to the markets.
However, heading back to the markets, you do recognize two women, as fellow outsiders. And
my dice was underneath my Powerade cap.
Oh, there it is. It's back.
Next to all the other dice.
And I imagine Darts was just hanging out in your hood whilst you were moving about. And then suddenly Darts starts to scramble a little bit in your hood, and she will hop out and run over to Silme.
How old is this puppy?
It is 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, anybody. Okay, so, oh my goodness. Look at you. And she'll pick it up. Hello. Hello. What is your name, little one?
Put him down. Put her down. Her, not him. Her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm sorry, is this your puppy?
Yes. Apparently
Oh.
it's dangerous to have a wolf around this area, I was told today.
Oh, is it?
Apparently.
Well, then you must be very brave to be walking around with him.
Yes.
What's your name, little one?
Who's asking?
Sorry, my name is Silme Melreska. I'm not from around here. And this is my companion, Maybell.
Hi.
Hello. What is your name, little one?
Leo. That starts.
Hi, Darts. Where did you find this puppy?
She found me.
Oh. And she looks over at Maybell like, oh. Well, where are you off to? We're just walking around town.
Well, my older brother told me to stay away from this one person.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm off to go find that person.
Well.
Maybell leans over and whispers to you, "He's a lot like you."
Yes, I'm realizing this. Well, if you must find this person, then perhaps we can accompany you and help you find them twice as quickly, or 3 times as quickly.
Well,
What was he like?
Very broody.
Broody. Mm-hmm.
He didn't look happy.
Hmm.
But I think my older brother called him Bartholomew.
Oh!
Oh. Well, I was going to say that describes most people here in the world. You know what? That narrows things down a bit.
Right. Is it a common name here?
Look at the dog and be like, I don't know.
Oh, right.
I'll describe him as well.
Right. Oh! Well, I know exactly where he is, actually. You're in luck. We're going there right now.
Oh, yay. Shh, that's.
Have you eaten dinner yet?
It's a very confused dog.
Yeah.
It's Peruvian, it can be. No, I haven't had dinner. I snuck out before dinner. They won't notice I'm not there.
Oh.
They never do.
Maybell's going to pull Silme aside. This poor thing, look at him, he's famished.
I know, look at his
He's
outfit.
just skin and bones.
I know. Do you think that Speedy's parents will mind? Still meta this.
I'm sure if they do, then I can help out a little bit and alleviate any
Extra stress?
inconvenience.
Right. Okay. Well, perhaps we should grab a little bit more food on the way, just in case. Leo?
Mm-hmm.
Can you lead me to the market? I think we should pick up a loaf of bread before we go in.
Are we right next to the market, or is this on the way to the market?
Yes, we are. She's
They're
just gonna.
Yeah, y'all are in the market. You went to the market. I'm Father Lucian again for some reason.
In the market.
I know. I mean, where can we find some bread? You have been here longer than we have.
Do I know where we can find bread? I don't know. I can't
Do you,
remember.
do you know where you can find bread? Give me an investigation check.
Seems like I'm
Just
a
like-
10-year-old boy. Okay, I got a 5.
A 5? No, you have no
The
clue.
kitchen.
Right. She's gonna take a look around, identify the bread cart, go over. All right. Well, let's go purchase some bread, and then we'll go to dinner if you're comfortable with that.
Okay.
All right.
Strangers invited me to dinner. They know this guy. Let's go.
Let's
Don't
just
do
follow
this,
some
guys.
strangers
Don't do
around.
This
This
is
sounds-
not. This is not safe.
This is completely fine. Just
This is
follow
fine.
strangers home and eat their food.
It doesn't need to be safe. It's Barovia.
That's true. I guess we're not vampires that he knows of. So step one.
You know, this sounds like the start of like a Grimm's fable.
It does.
Like this 100% is like, the don't talk to strangers Grimm's fairy tale.
We will pick up a loaf of bread and head over to Speedy's parents' house.
Excellent.
All
right.
Leo, how long have you been here?
Couple of weeks.
Oh,
I got
really?
adopted when my family died.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
A
this
few
poor
weeks
thing.
ago? Jesus. She doesn't say that. I said that. Sorry.
That was Silme's internal monologue. You zoom in and there's like a transparent version of her just like, Jesus! All right, sorry.
A few weeks ago, Leo. Where are
Yeah.
you from?
Where am I from, Dan? We did not discuss this bit.
Actually, Stephen, you are more familiar with the Forgotten Realms setting than I am.
Yep.
What is a good sort of secluded place in the Forgotten Realms that he could possibly be from?
Mirabar. To the north of Waterdeep and east of Bryn Shandar.
Cool.
That's where I'm from, Mirabar.
In the Waterdeep game, Hubris, Ghost, and Kronk may have participated in an explosion that caused Mirabar to half collapse.
And your parents
we-
died in the explosion?
Oh, jeez. It's canon. It's canon.
Whoops. There's an actual way that his parents died.
Oh. Mirabai, you said. Did you say?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't think I've ever been there. I haven't been out of my home much at all. But I've read it's lovely.
It was.
Well, how is your new, as we're walking, how is your new family treating you? Are they nice?
My mum doesn't really care or notice me. Dad's just dad. And my older brother's a bit of a, I'm going to say, loser. Yeah,
Aw.
it's a bit of a loser.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes your parents not noticing you can be better than them noticing you all the time and concerned with what you're doing constantly. Just an idea. Not pulling from my own personal history here. But your older brother's, is he mean to you?
No, he's just grumpy all the time.
Right. I feel a lot
Like
of
he
people
pinned
don't.
that Bartholomew guy against the wall.
He did?
Yeah, apparently he behind his sister's disappearance. I don't know. That's why I want to find him.
Right. Okay, perhaps that's after dinner conversation?
Okay, during dinner. Gotcha.
Nope. Okay. Do we arrive?
You may.
uh, It's just a butcher shop, right?
It is
No?
a tanner's shop.
Oh, a tanner's. Yeah.
Yep.
So
There's
she-
a sign outside the door with a cartoon wolf that's got a knife sticking out of it, and it says Petrovich's tanning. Is that what that's what I said before was Petrovich's leatherworking. There you go.
I think I'll hold on to that.
Right.
Bart, do you think that you'd already be there?
Yeah. I wanted to say that he's in the kitchen right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's just wearing like the tunic. His poncho's hanging in the corner. He has an apron on. He's peeling potatoes as like wolf meat is frying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not feeling.
And we'll knock on the front door. Oh, sorry, it's okay. Didn't mean to scare you.
Bartholomew, can you go get that?
He puts the potato down, walks over to the door, and opens it.
Hello.
Hello.
I made a friend. I hope it's
Hello.
all right. We brought extra bread, and I have flowers for your mother.
His eyes squint down at Leo like,
I'm behind Silme, just peering to the side. Hello.
this is not going to be a problem, is it?
Is it?
I don't know. I'm pretty certain I saved you, but okay.
No, I was talking about your brother coming to look for you.
Oh, yeah, he does know I'm missing.
Yeah.
Plus, I promised to stay away from you, so, you know, we both get in trouble.
Come in, make yourselves at home.
Silme, as she walks in, is going to look for Mom.
Oh yeah,
the hostess.
she's scurrying back and forth in the kitchen, and you can hear and smell something frying.
Ooh, lovely. She's
just clanging around like aggressively.
Bartholomew goes back to peeling potatoes.
Yeah, I think that she actually barks an order at you to get you back to peeling potatoes. Just like, Bartholomew, I'm not going to peel these potatoes myself.
Mm.
Silme will have the flowers in the vase, and do I know his last name? I don't think I do.
You do. You've read the sign out front.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense. Mrs. Petrovich?
This is not how it works here, little miss.
Oh?
No.
Oh.
I am Tereska Toranescu.
Okay.
What you're thinking of is my husband.
Oh.
How do you pronounce his first name?
Nope. Where are my notes?
Father.
Daddy.
Furche. Is it
First.
What is the origin of that name? Hold on.
It's German for furrow.
Oh, then this is something I was looking up for Station. It'd be like an SH. So it's Furche.
Furche.
Hold on, I'm gonna actually look this up so I don't make a fool of myself. Stand by, stream.
Oh.
While Danae's looking that up, have you guys ever tried out D&D Beyond?
God, no, not again.
What you can do is that, if you're interested possibly watching this live, you can move your mouse cursor over the display feature, in which doing so will bring up the D&D Beyond logo. Then all you can do is just drag your mouse over an individual character face, then you can find out all about our great stats and healths and stuff in real
Leo's
time.
an anime boy?
Please make it stop. He is an anime boy. He's like the most anime little boy there is.
I looked
by
up
the way,
sad, depressed, blackhead anime boy, and there we go.
You had to put in both sad and depressed, or else it wasn't going to work.
And anime boy.
The internet says his name is Furche,
Porsche.
with the R trill, Furche. Yes, what you're thinking of is my husband, Furche Petrovich.
Oh.
But I am Tereska Toranescu.
Toranescu?
Yes.
Well, it is lovely to meet you, Miss Tornescu. I have brought you this. Thank you so much for having us for dinner. Yeah, she holds out the vase with the flowers.
She grabs both, like she the entire time she's talking to you, she's just moving back and forth in the kitchen, taking care of things. And she doesn't even thank you. She just picks up those things and takes them.
I'm called Silme Malreska. This is my companion, Maybell. And this is Leo.
Hey.
She turns around and looks at you for a second, Leo. And it's actually a pretty accusing glare. And she will walk up to you. Where is Darts right now?
Moms.
In your arms.
Yeah.
She's gonna walk up to you and look at the wolf pup in your arms. And like she kind of wrinkles her nose for a second and she just walks away muttering to herself and gets back to work.
Silme puts her hand on his shoulder and like kind of pulls him closer to her.
I don't like her.
I don't know how to feel about her, if I'm to be honest. Oh, she's gonna walk over to Speedy, and then she's gonna like take his face and start looking at him. Are you all right?
I'm fine. What you're doing is very dangerous while I have a knife in my hand.
Oh, I've seen how you use a knife. I'm not too concerned.
You should be.
I'm joking. I heard you got into a scuffle earlier.
During this conversation, Maybell just kind of seamlessly like interjects herself into the kitchen, and Tereska seems to like pick up on the fact that she's here to help and just starts ordering her around.
I'm all right.
I'm fine. It wasn't my first time tangling with Isaac. It certainly won't be my last.
Who is this person?
It's my brother.
He's the captain of the guard. I
Oh,
told you about this last time.
seems like
Remember-
a common name. I'm sorry.
Remember? And he lifts up like part of the headband and you can see like that jagged scar that goes across his forehead.
Yes. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure you're all right.
I'm pretty fine.
Can I fold the napkins?
Yeah, Tereska just points you to where the napkins are.
Cool.
Plates are in that cabinet.
Right. Silme looks a little like out of her element. She starts folding napkins in like the most elaborate thing you've probably ever seen. Like a swan and butterflies. That's pretty much all she's got as far as setting a
You
table.
get a weird look from Tereska, but she doesn't say anything about that. And she's just off in the corner, just like chop. Chop, 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 chop.
Cool. If she like steps aside enough so that I could speak to Speedy without her hearing. Speedy, do you know of a lady Fiona Wachter?
You see Speedy taking like the wolf meat that's being fried and then put it into a pot that's stewing. Yes, she's the wife of the burgomaster.
Oh.
Nope, incorrect.
No, incorrect. She's the sister.
No, you're
Sister-in-law.
okay, hold on. You're getting people confused.
No, she's a sister-in-law of Lucian. Or no, sister of Lucian.
No. Hold
No?
on. You're thinking of a completely different person.
Woo.
It's fine. Lady Wachter is a kind of secretive person. Carl and Nikolai are her kids.
Her kids, right.
Yes.
Leo is
and
not
the person that you're thinking of is Father Lucian's sister, who is the wife of
the burgomaster. Yeah. They're a little eccentric. They don't like our burgomaster. Openly opposes him. She would rather the demon take over than have the burgomaster be in charge.
Oh, that seems extreme. Well, we can have this discussion when Kefris is back. I might have had a correspondence with her.
You what?
She wrote me a letter.
Puts the pan back on the stove, starts cutting more wolf meat to put into the pan to sear. That is very strange.
She seems to know what she's talking about.
I have no ill will towards the walkers. They've never done me any harm. Glances over at Leo.
I would just be getting the plates out.
Oh, you set the
Darts would
table.
be in my hood, and I tried copying the folding, but it just looks like a scrunched up napkin.
Amazing.
Tiger, it's fine, kiddo. Yeah.
All right, and I think that this is late enough for Kefris and Irina to have arrived.
Yeah.
You guys have had some time to discuss Ilmater, and she's getting the basics of his teachings down, and like she's still a little bit confused about the whole sacrifice situation. Like she doesn't understand why you have to hurt yourself in order to serve a god.
And he responds with, in where I come from.
I mean, aren't the gods supposed to be making things better?
They do. They do make things better. The good ones make things better. There are bad ones, but, well, they're not the good ones. Let's just leave it at that. And with Ilmater, it was a noble sacrifice for what he did, for being able to be a mortal that then turned into something far greater than himself through that sacrifice. The reason why not all of us, but some of the Ilmateri choose to hurt themselves when things like this happen is either as a form of dealing with the stress and trying to maintain your feeling in the moment. If you are worried about your arm hurting from your rope, pulling a little bit tighter, then you'll be able to focus during stressful moments. Because you're not worried or scared in the moment. If anything, you're just more focusing on the pain that you feel. Because it's that pain that makes it real. Or at least the moment that you live in.
It keeps you in the moment.
Yes. To some extent.
Sometimes I don't feel like myself.
I can relate.
And have you reattached your cords?
I've attached one of them, but if she has just been feeling more comfortable having one arm done up, I will let her hold on to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost as if it doesn't occur to her to offer to give them back.
Yeah, because I have my one, so I just set her up with one.
All right, cool. Bracelets.
Yeah.
All right. And at this is the discussion that you guys are having whilst you approach the Petrovich house.
On our
And
way, I would have offered her my arm. I was born a noble, and I am escorting somebody somewhere.
Yes,
She is also of noble birth.
This was certainly my mental image,
Yes.
was the two of you walking together arm in arm. And yeah. So then you show up with your date.
We were all invited. This is not a... Well, it could be if she's into it, but we were all invited. So, yeah, I'll go up and knock on the door. I think this is the right place. Speedy hates wolves, so that's a family crest.
That seems about right. Well, his last name was Petrovich, but that seems to be a fairly common name here, so...
Yes, we've met several Petroviches. There was the Father Lucian, and then there was the Burgomaster, then there's Speedy.
And then
Silme
the door
answers
opens.
The door.
Yeah.
Speedy.
Silme answers the door?
No, I don't know. I was just saying.
It's either going to be Bartholomew or Maybell, because that's who would have been barked to go get the door. I'm going to say Maybell. Maybell goes and gets the door. Oh, it's Mr. Kefris.
Yes.
And Miss Maria?
We can just say it now. It's fine. You can just say Irina.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, it's very good to see you, Mr. Kefris. Come in.
Thank you, Irina. And I'll motion for her to go in first.
And there is like some very clear tension between Kefris and Maybell.
You see Silme's head just like peek around the corner as she's watching her brother with this lady. And then it peeks back.
Amazing. All right.
Just beneath Silme's head would have been Leo's head.
Yeah, right? And then the puppy.
But he doesn't pick
Totem
back.
pole.
He doesn't pick back. It's just...
He just stays there, and then it gets pulled back.
I also don't know what everyone looks like, so I'm just going...
Oh, you know what?
Oh.
This seems like a good time to go around and just kind of describe everyone.
Yeah.
So Tereska Tornescu, Bartholomew's mom, is a tall, kind of wiry woman with curly black hair pulled back in a ponytail. She's got kind of a stern expression at any given moment, and whenever she's working on anything, she puts on a pair of half-moon glasses, and she wears an apron and a dress and nice tough boots. Maybell is nowadays she's a lot paler, but she is a fairly pretty young lady with blonde hair and pigtails, and normally she's wearing a maid's headdress that sort of covers the horn that she has, but to a perceptive eye it's pretty clear that she has a horn. Is there anybody else that I need to describe? Everybody else. No, Irina. Irina used to wear armor around, but she has since changed out of that and is wearing some nice nobleman's clothes. Irina has auburn hair and darker skin, and she is another fairly pretty young lady, but she wears a scarf around her neck, sort of surreptitiously. It's pretty prominent. Since Kefris is on Irina's arm, what does Kefris look like?
Kefris stands about a little over 6 feet. He has long, sharp-looking fingernails. The pads of his hands have like these weird rivulets on them that look just again kind of like thicker pads. He has soft pointed ears as that of a half-elf, and has kind of paler green eyes. But you see that he also has long shoulder length brown hair, and you see that there are like, it looks like he has a weird skin condition on parts of his hands and like a little bit coming up from underneath the robes that he wears, which have not been cleaned. So a lot of what he's wearing is both covered in mud and blood. He doesn't have a weapon on him. And he has a red cord around his right arm.
Likewise, Irina has a red cord around her left arm.
And that's Kefris.
What does Silme look like?
Silme is a fair-skinned, half-elven woman. So she has slightly pointy ears. Her hair is blonde, and it is, I would say, impeccable. Probably. Looks great. It's like done up and wavy, and she's wearing a very nice, a fairly nice dress. This is a travel outfit. So, but she has the blonde hair, the big, I want to say green eyes. She's about 5'8", and she looks very fair, like a noble.
Yeah,
she looks great.
Oh, I've never seen the sun. What does Bartholomew look like?
Neither have I. Bartholomew has.
That's much sadder, actually.
He has a short black brown hair that's a little bit messy in the front. Looks a lot like his mother in some aspects. Dark colored eyes. He's currently wearing a headband across his forehead and just a normal tunic, some pants and boots, and an apron on top. And he's just chopping away at some carrots.
I think that's everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And Irina goes into the noble person's schmoozing act immediately, she's been invited to a dinner party. I stand next to the person who brung me, and we talk to people politely.
Right. Yeah, Silme's taken up the same stance.
Mm-hmm.
I walk up to Kefris and that other person, just look at them, see the matching robe. I'm like, you two married?
Kefris gets slight red and just, no, I was teaching her about Ilmater, and part of that is wearing ropes on your arms. Who are you? And Kefris will get down near your eye level.
So yeah, I looked up the average height for a 10-year-old boy is around 4'10", so I'm gonna go 4'8" because I'm a little bit small.
He's a small boy.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna move my movement to 25 feet because I'm a little boy. I don't.
Okay.
With a 6 foot.
If that's what you want to do, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they brought
Oh shit, Myrtle's here too.
Myrtle.
God, I can't believe it. I literally forgot about Myrtle. Okay.
I also forgot about Myrtle.
Left over her.
Don't worry, she followed. It's fine.
Cool. I'm glad.
Yeah. So I think that since you're at about eye level with her, you will actually notice that there is a small girl that seems to have followed Irina and Kefris into the building. And she is about your height, and she's got long, I'm gonna say brown hair, and just a very dull look in her eyes. And you're kind of new to this idea of what a soulless person would be, but you recognize her as definitely very soulless. The younger somebody is, the easier it is to tell. You would also know that Izik is soulless.
The rest of your question, what you asked?
I'm sorry?
Kefris, he asked a question earlier. I
What
forget
did
what
he
it was.
ask?
Yes. Who are you?
I'm Leo.
It's nice to meet you, Leo. Have you been helping out, getting everything prepared?
Kind of look over at the scrunched napkins next to the immaculate folded swans and butterflies and be like, yeah.
Well, thank you for helping. And, I don't think that Maybell, or not Maybell, fuck, what's her name? Maribel?
Myrtle.
Myrtle?
Myrtle.
Myrtle. I think Myrtle could use a friend to play with, don't you?
Irina will kneel down next to Myrtle and say, "Would you like to talk with Leo over here?" And Myrtle does not respond. This is something that you have seen other children in Barovia do, where they just kind of like go along with whatever people tell them to. But what you see is that in her arm, she's holding a doll. And there are two things that you should know about this doll. One is that it has a remarkable resemblance to Irina. And two is that you have seen one of these dolls before. In fact, you've seen many of these dolls before.
I have?
Mm-hmm.
Am I a doll maker?
No.
Okay.
No. Actually, Izik's room is filled with dolls identical to this.
Do you know my brother Izik?
Myrtle shakes her head.
Oh, he just has a lot of dolls like that. Do I know what the dolls represent?
Do I hear him say these things?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You hear him say these things.
I'm saying it right in front of you. Like, I'm looking straight past. I'm 10. I don't know about subtlety. I'm just...
He's a kid. Kids say the darndest things, don't they?
Yeah.
This is a great dinner party where nothing awkward ever happens.
Yes, a room full of them.
I think it's weird because he's a grown man playing with dolls, but
That's
I'm not gonna judge him because he's a doo-doo face.
he makes a steady income and should be able to spend that income how he pleases. Irina, can I talk to you
Come
for
on,
a
Captain
brief
of the
minute?
Guard playing with dolls, and that's just that got out.
Yeah, Irina will just grab you by your cords and pull you aside.
Magic power.
Who gave her that doll?
Irina thinks for a second and then has a moment of horrifying realization and then says with terrible, dreadful certainty, "Bartholomew."
Do you happen to know where Bartholomew would have gotten it? Because I don't.
I have no idea. He didn't say.
I am so sorry that this is a thing that you have to deal with now. Not even like directly deal with, but I can't look at the guard captain the same way knowing this information now. That's really weird.
She looks away and just kind of like puts a hand on her forehead.
What are we whispering about?
Adult conversation, maybe when you're older.
Leo, could you come help me fill the water glasses, please?
Fine.
Silme has been like eavesdropping the whole time. She
Of
just
course.
like outside the wall.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
And Bartholomew, your passive perception is high enough that you can have at least gleaned that a serious conversation is happening over there. And Irina is just sort of rubbing the space between her eyebrows, and she says, "Jeffries, my life has been so strange leading up to this that, this might as well happen."
Honestly, this is like on a scale of 1 to really messed up. This is actually closer to like a 6. This seems almost manageable in comparison to what we've been through leading up to this point.
Bartholomew finishes what he's doing, sets aside the knife and cutting board, and walks over. I'm sorry. Huh?
Just the host we were looking for. Had a brief question.
I heard my name at some point during this very...
Am I just really that bad at whispering? Because nobody told me that.
It's more like a stage whisper when it comes from you. It's like...
You are very theatrical, Caprice.
Maybe I should have gone into that instead of being a doctor, but...
Not gonna say it. I'm not that character.
Where did you get Maribel's or
Myrtle.
Myrtle's doll?
Funnily enough, Isaac dropped it at some point after we had a scuffle.
Did you know that he has a room full of dolls exactly like this one?
He has a what?
Yes, that is what Leo told us.
He like gets down to Leo's level and goes, "Your brother plays with dolls that look strangely like Irina."
Do they all look the same?
Yes. Well, I mean,
Do
some
they all
of them
look
are,
like Irina?
yeah, they all look like Irina. Some of them are cruder, but you have also seen like supplies for altering the dolls, and there's just like a line of them that goes down, and the ones on the left are cruder and less like her, and the ones on the right are eerily closer and closer to the real thing.
So remember when I said that either here or Krzik would be safer? I think Krzik is going to be safer for Irina.
I'm gonna look at Irina and be like, the newer dolls look better.
That is comforting.
He's getting better.
So, yeah, Irina, do you feel like moving sometime soon?
That is seeming more and more good idea. Yes.
Yes.
I could show you the room.
No, thank you.
No, thank
I
you.
do not need to see that at all.
That's an image, not... We don't...
That is an image that is going to be burned inside of my head, and I will definitely be seeing it in my dreams tonight. So, thank you, little boy. Thanks a whole lot.
You've been incredibly helpful, Leo.
Oh, I'm just
No, it's genuine.
nice. And because I'm a kid, I'm gonna turn to Speedy and be like, "Yeah, so why did Isaac say that you had a hand in the disappearance of his sister?"
Silme's head.
I don't know what he means, because the last time I saw his sister was through bleary eyes and blood.
Her blood?
No, mine, because he took her away after he beat me.
So
Is this a common occurrence?
He took her away after he beat you, and then the next time you saw him, it was missing an arm, in your father's arms. Your father rescued him from wolves.
As well. Okay.
So the common assumption is that his sister was
Eaten by wolves.
she made a pack of friends.
Yeah.
Does this Isaac beat you up on a common occurrence? Does it happen often?
Considering he's like twice my size and 3 times as wide, yes.
Well, I'm not saying that you can't hold your own. I'm saying that he shouldn't be doing this.
Well, he gets away with a lot of things being the captain of the guard.
That's why he shouldn't.
Nepotism.
Someone should put him in his place.
I will.
That's right, you will, Leo, when she's gonna ruffle his hair.
You notice when you touch him, he is awfully cold to touch.
It's going around. It's going.
Great.
Yeah. Well, if you, I know this is a weird time to bring it up, but food is almost ready if you wish to sit at the table.
Yes. That sounds great. Food?
Your father be joining us.
Mother,
What?
is father still on a hunt or is he coming home?
She's going to come in with a big, huge stew pot, steaming and clunk it down into the middle of the table and be all like, "He's been on Laszlo's trail for the past few days. I'm going to give him one more night and then I'm going out looking for him."
Do you want me to come with you?
She looks at Kefris and Silme and says, "Don't you have a job to do?"
He rolls his eyes.
This smells wonderful.
This is really like the first warm food that we've had that wasn't just sausage in days.
Yep. And she will pull off the lid and start dishing it up to everybody. And she's all like, "Are you all going to stand around or are you going to see it?"
Bartholomew retrieves 2 bowls from like the top shelf, puts it down, pours like dog food into both of them.
Aw, that's adorable. Yeah, I suppose Tyr came along with Myrtle as well.
You left my dog, you
We
bastard!
have so many characters to keep track of. Oh my god.
I looked like a right-o nuclear family walking down the streets with Irina,
That's
a
right.
dog, a small child in tow.
That's
But you
right.
didn't know about the dog and small child. You just
No.
said Irina.
Completely ignored them.
You
Alright.
were a little distracted.
The dog got the kid. We're
I
good.
was watching out for the devil.
Myrtle
clearly.
riding on top of Tyr down the street.
Ah.
Oh no, baby. Amazing.
Oh.
All right, so everybody sits down and is treated to a delicious wolf stew dinner. There are lots of root vegetables in it, like turnips and onions and carrots.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
There's a side of beets.
I'm just eating vegetables because I'm not eating my pet.
Fair enough.
That's fair. You get a plate of bright red steamed beets pushed towards you.
Would you like
Again,
me
I'm
to-
not willingly eating the vegetables because they're vegetables.
Yeah. Would you like me to cut it up for you, Leo?
Okay.
She sits there and cuts them into like a little bit too small of pieces.
Another thing is, I'm 10. I can do this myself. But okay.
Maybelle's gonna elbow you, Silme.
What?
Remember to give the letter to Bartholomew.
I know. There's also other things we need to discuss after this. But
I understand. I just don't want you to forget.
There's probably not enough space at the table, so Bartholomew is like standing at like the kitchen divider. So it's like
Mhm.
kitchen divider.
Yep.
dinner table.
Your mom will be standing next to you.
this is lovely. I've never had something that tastes quite like this.
Is that the honest truth?
Yes,
It's really
yes,
good.
It is actually pretty good. It's decent. It's not gourmet, but it is hearty, and it fills the stomach, and it is not terrible to eat.
Okay. Leo's gonna be honest. I've had better.
I'm
Fair
sure
enough.
you had.
Tereska is just going to point a spoon at you.
What? I was told and always tell the truth.
Sometimes the truth is better concealed.
No, No, it's not. Nope. We've
So
learned
she
it's
keeps
not.
secrets.
Nope. Nope. Leo,
No?
you just be the little boy that you. And she's gonna pinch his cheek. That you, the lovely little man that you are.
And the door will bust open. I
Both-
guess not like, off the hinges, just like. And at this point, it is actually nighttime. The sun has set, and there is a gigantic bear of a man standing and filling the doorway. He's covered in dire wolf furs, and he's got an enormous beard that just kind of conceals his expression. And he will step in and, actually he'll stand there and look a little bit surprised that there's so many people in his house. And then he will just walk over to his wife and kiss her on the cheek, and he will start spooning up a bowl for himself.
Silme will stand up and walk over to him. Hello. We didn't get to exchange pleasantries earlier. I'm Silme Malreska. This is my companion, Maybell, and my brother, Kefris Malreska.
He nods down at you.
Thank you for opening your home to us, even though you weren't aware that was happening. Your family has done a lot for us up to this point, and we hope that we can repay in some way in the future.
Were any of you bitten?
By what?
The wolves.
Kefris raises his hand.
Bartholomew raises his hand.
Maybell raises her hand. Maybell pokes you in the side.
Was she? I don't think
I think you went down.
Yeah, during the fucking wolf fight with all of the goddamn wolves.
Sorry.
Yes.
Leo puts his hand up too.
Yeah, Dart snipped me the other day.
He raises a big bushy eyebrow at Leo, like, who are you? And he will just kind of look at Bartholomew and be like, you know what to do.
I do.
I think he's gonna kill you.
I think he's going to kill us too.
And he's going to lean down and say hello to Myrtle. He's speaking quietly to her. And Myrtle nods to him. And she seems more willing to converse with him than she has with anybody. He cuts an imposing figure, but he's surprisingly tender when talking to children.
Somebody's gonna look at Speedy.
What?
What are you going to do if we got beaten? Is it the thing
Are you going to kill them?
If they turn in time.
How do we know? Because, it'd be good to know ahead of time, I would think.
No, we talked about this.
Tereska dumps some more food into her bowl and says, "You have not told them about the trial moon?"
I mean, it didn't really come up.
Ah, it should have come up, Speedy. They were beaten by wolves.
He did mention in passing. He did.
That we won't be able to know what we are until the thing happens.
I'm sorry, Mother. I could not say anything because I was bitten and went down.
Thank you again, and she motions to the bottom.
You have a lovely home.
Yes, this has been a lovely...
This food, wow. Seconds, please.
And your father told me as much, Bartholomew.
Looks down at his bowl and starts spooning another portion in.
Oh god, is our friend gonna get yelled at while we're at their house?
Oh my god, that's so awkward.
You are so cute. Leo!
But you should be just fine if you just remember the things that I teach you.
This is
I do. Except for
Do
that-
you?
I do.
Interesting. Outsiders.
Yeah.
Kefris and Silme, I believe your names are.
yes.
Yes. This
Have you
is...
seen Madame Ava yet?
We have, which is actually
Yes.
part of the reason why we wanted to come here.
I see. Madame
You
Ava,
do?
Speedy.
Is there a problem? Like, we can just go outside.
Yeah, if you must
If
speak
you
with
really
each
need
other.
to, like, we can just come back at a later time. Honestly, this food, delicious.
There
So,
is a common thread with outsiders and Madame Ava, Speedy.
they,
Spooning more food into his mouth, not saying anything.
I assume it is nothing good.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut and just keep enjoying this food.
What exactly are you going to do when Strahd comes for them?
Run really fast.
If Strahd comes for us, we'll take her head on.
Mm-mm. That's
Why
a
would
bad idea.
Strahd come for them?
They are outsiders.
So
Doesn't come for all outsiders, Speedy. And she like gives him
I'm
that.
an outsider. Is Strahd coming for me?
No, of course not, Leo. You're.
I thought we said we weren't going to lie at the table.
Throw that win. That's that on the pencil.
Audiocast listeners, you really miss out on stuff like this.
We need
Am I
to
gonna
be...
die?
No.
You can't run forever, Speedy.
Joe, I could try.
Did you just call me Sager's mom?
I just called you Speedy. God damn it. Bartholomew, you cannot run forever.
That's... It's why we came here. It's because we don't want to run anymore. We want to do the right thing by you and this land. I told your son that I would show him the ocean, and I plan on it. But in order to do that, we have to find some tools. Now, I don't know heads or tails of this land, but based off of the prowess of the hunting skills that both you and your husband and your son all have, maybe you could at least point us in the right direction. And I trust you to point us in a direction where we won't end up just dead.
She's gonna stand up, and there is a clanking as all of the silverware and bowls on the table sort of clink. And she just glares at you, Kefris. And it is the glare. Whoa! It is the glare of a mother who does not approve of the company her son keeps. And she will look down at Bartholomew and say, "There are things in this world that I cannot protect you from. No one can." And her eyes get a little glassy, and she leaves the room.
Bartholomew pushes his bowl, steps back, and then walks after her.
Mm-hmm. And Bartholomew's father will actually stand up and take the seat that Tereska was in.
Is it... I have a very... I know I just came into your home. You've cooked us food. And apparently I've upset somebody with my words. But I was wondering something from you. Mr. Petrovich. You're the only one who's gotten Myrtle to respond at all. In any way, we've been traveling with her for over 24 hours now. Could I convince you somehow to look after her?
He will look over at Myrtle, and you see his eyes soften, and he'll look back at you and say, "Do you know where her parents are?"
We found her inside of the bone grinder.
And his eyes harden, as if it seems that he has heard the rumors of where the children in the bone grinder come from. And he will look back at you and say, "I will have to discuss this with my wife."
Of course. But I would like to say, though, really, this stew is delicious. The wolf meat in here, marvelous.
My wife is good at what she does. He continues eating. And he finishes, he just continues the dinner in silence until his bowl is empty. And then he will plunk it down on the table and he will say, "Let's discuss Madame Ava's card reading." And I would say this is where we should end for tonight. But is there anything that you want to do, Bartholomew? No, let's save it for next time. Come on. Let's leave it off on a cliffhanger. We're gonna end it right there.
Okay. Sounds good. Give you a week to think about what you're gonna say to your mother. She's so upset with you.
Escapism.
It's true. Tuesdays were never about escapism. That's where the game comes to you. Gives you a gentle slap in the face.
Game comes at you.
That too.
At me, bro.
Well, you guys seem happier in Barovia than you did in Waterdeep. Just saying.
Party, so we have to be happy at, alright?
I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. Thank you to Danae for running this incredible game. I love Spooky Tuesdays. And Danae, where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and stuff on this channel. You can also find me here on Monday playing Coriander, the Eldritch Paladin, in our 4 Keeps game. But otherwise, you can find me here on Tuesdays running Curse of Strahd, as you already know. And sometimes I stream commission drawings. So, and I'll put that up on my Twitter at Danae Keener. So, DanaeKeener.com.
Yes. RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ here on the show. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and also stream Monster Hunter. And it's been consistent. Oh. You can catch me on the Monday night game, our homebrew setting, as Kalen the Shatterkite Cleric, here on Tuesday as Bartholomew the Human Ranger, and also on Sundays at 8 p.m. EST on Pro Restar's channel with LBHackEmUp as G3, the robo with the murdered girlfriend.
Yes. Barry, where can we find you? What do you do?
You can find me at Dammit Barry on Twitter, and same with Twitch, the Dammit Barry, not the at bit. Wednesdays and Thursdays for Eastern Standard Time for 8:30 Wednesday nights and 7 p.m. No, 8:30.
8:30 on Wednesdays. 8
and 7 p.m. Fridays.
Oh.
Thursdays, Friday for me. I'm getting distracted with my times.
It's hard.
Thursday nights and Wednesday nights. I'm on my channel DMing Ghost of Saltmarsh on Wednesday and Horde of the Dragon Queen Thursday. Except this week the power's going to be cut off Thursday night. Or I don't know what they're doing, but not this week. But yeah, that's me. I'm just going to be quiet now.
All right. LB, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me Mondays and Tuesdays on this channel. Mondays I play Gwen, the depressed barbarian. Wednesdays I am on Dammit Berry's channel at 8:30 playing Oyantu, a Triton druid, in the Ghost of Saltmarsh game. On Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am on Encounter Roleplay's channel, doing Apocalypse System with GB. I play Maggie, a Victorian-era time traveler, and we get to interrogate a member of Bon Jovi this week, who has hired people to kill Mr. John Bon Jovi, which we were able to thwart, so, like, cool. And then I'll be with RJ at 8 p.m. on Sundays on Pro Research channel, playing the mad character who lost the only piece of sanity she has left, so that'll be great. And if you like kittens, no, not you, Hesh. If you like kittens, follow my channel, because I babysit stream them all day, every day, pretty much, every weekday, to make sure that they're not getting into trouble. And I put music on so that other people can watch too.
Yeah. And if you have made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hello! It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer. I am the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures, where we stream Monday with our homebrew setting, Tuesday with Curse of Strahd, Wednesday with our community one-shots that you can gain access and possibly join in on by joining the Discord and looking in our Looking for Game chat. And Thursdays, I also do Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you can catch all of that. And then we post our VODs both in audio and video format everywhere that I possibly can. So we got youtube.com/Indoor Adventures. Then if you go to indooradventures.podbean or Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere that ends in a cast, you could probably find us trying to provide excellent content for you guys as much as we possibly can. But right now we are going to be going into our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community at large. So if you have any questions that you would like to give to us as either players or characters, we will do our best to answer them. So with that, Danae, thank you so much again for running this excellent game, and we will see you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye. I forgot to set up the break.